we have, here's more on the company overview. Our products save 75% on the lighting portion of the electric bill or more. Some lights like this one that I'm pointing to here on the bottom of the screen can save 90%. In other words, a 50-watt MR16 is replaced by this here MR16 LED light. That's a 5-watt version. And by the way, if you're just hopping on, because I know I see a few people got on late, ask any questions you want right here in the question panel, and I'm here to answer them for you. The questions are right here in these in this question panel. So just you should see a little box on your screen that says questions. Just go on over to that question panel and ask away, and I'll get to those questions shortly. There is no upfront out-of-pocket expense with Energy Saving Solutions Energy Management Program, which we just went over briefly. That's the cornerstone to our business model. We'll come in, show a business how they could save money immediately and cash flow immediately positive day one, month one, the moment after we put the lights in. So immediately they realize savings day one from the retrofit. We do a complete retrofit of LED lights or induction lighting for outdoor, indoor, parking lot structures, just about anything that is lit. But we are ideally looking for buildings lit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's really the ideal scenario. Also, state and government financing, or funding rather, and rebates are available for every single one of these retrofits with LED light. They're qualified for up to 60 cents per square foot, which means that if it's a 1 million square foot mall that the retrofits with LED lights, on top of the incredible savings that they don't pay a dime out of pocket for, the federal government up till 2015 will give, under EPAC 2005, a federal tax deduction, meaning they don't pay $600,000 worth of taxes, depending on their, of course, their tax rate. But that's $600,000 tax credit or deduction at the end of each year. That's an accelerated deduction for the LED lighting that they put in. So in other words, it's a huge, huge benefit beyond just the fact that they get increased savings and zero out of pocket. They get that federal tax credit. Also, there's state and local utility rebates. Some states, for example, and utilities have an overcapacity in terms of, or an undercapacity of electricity. In other words, they're at their capacity of output. So companies like Duke Power and the company in Colorado that has a power company out there are giving dramatic rebates. For example, this Par 38 light at the bottom of my screen here, we just quoted $802,000 for one furniture store with a zero out-of-pocket program for that particular light that I'm pointing to, and they would get $18 out of $25. I think that's like 40%. Let me just do a quick calculation. $18 out of $54, yeah, 33% rebate for the cost of the light just for changing out the lights on top of the zero out-of-pocket and the tax credit. So, and why would a utility want to do this? I'll tell you why. Because they would rather not build a nuclear power plant to the cost of $1 billion. Rather, they would rather decrease demand to their customers whom they service, and help not get deregulation coming into their area, where they would have to lower their rates for energy cost. So it's politically motivated, but it's also self-serving. So here's a case study, and then I'm going to go through two different case studies. Well, I'll go through a bunch of them after this, but I'll go through two case studies in some detail here. I'll go through a large and a small. This is a small deal. This is worth a $25,000 commission. Ocean Palms has saved $720,000 in electricity with a retrofit that was recently done. Pre-retrofit, their bill was $40,000 per month. $40,000 a month for the common areas in this condominium building. Since it was a new building, the architect put in these beautiful, high-end quality lights, but of course they weren't energy efficient. We proposed that they would save 25% or $10,000 a month based on the current, by just changing out all the lights to LED lights. After the retrofit was completed, immediately they signed on the dotted line and LED lights were put in. After the retrofit was done, the actual savings was 30%, or $12,000 a month. Their new electric bill, $28,000 a month. This is a $500,000 LED retrofit. You would receive with zero out-of-pocket upfront costs, zero, nothing. So they would receive. They receive about it's 104 out of the $144,000 per year savings. They'll share that savings, 80% to us, 20% to them. So they'll literally put in their pocket a couple $1,000s a month with zero out of pocket. We would get $10,000 per month, and all parties are happy. The client, the condo board, is extremely happy. They're putting money in their pocket. They've got long-lasting lights. The environment's smiling pretty. This is the equivalent of taking about 456 cars off the road permanently. We're happy as a client. We're happy in doing the retrofit for them. We'd like to do 10 of these a day, and for you, it's a $25,000 commission. That's 5% of the $500,000 that was a retrofit to the building. Half of that $25,000 is paid after the last light bulb is screwed in. $12,500 check cut to you, and the balance of it is paid as we're paid back from the savings. That's about $210 a month for a residual revenue stream of $210 a month times 60 months, a total of $25,000 commission. So that's a small deal. A large deal is Macy's. They have 86 stores across the U.S., 3 in Hawaii. The pre-retrofit LED situation was they only want to retrofit the spotlights in their stores because those are the most energy inefficient. They have 43-watt par 38 halogen lamps. They were retrofit with a 17-watt LED. Notable here is that it's a 73% less energy that's used for these particular LED lights. That's a huge savings, but the quality of the light is incredible. Macy's, among many other retailers, are very particular about their lighting for merchandising. So these lights last up to 10 times longer than their predecessor halogen lamps, and they achieve the same exact amount of lumen output, or the same light output. The amount of trees saved, incredible here. The equivalent of saving 65,500 trees. That's the reduction in the carbon emissions, and that's 16,200 megawatts of power per hour every year, the equivalent of 65,000 trees. $8.7 million retrofit, in this case, $75 a lamp times 117,000 lamps. That's a $435,000 commission. So a real, these deals could come very big. They could be small. Chili's, for example, 827 restaurants retrofit, saving $3.7 million a year. Fresh and Easy markets in California, their Fresh and Easy stores that retrofit have 30% less energy than typical supermarkets do. Best Buy, initially, they just rolled this out, 35,000 of these lamps. I'm holding this very lamp in my hand now. This is a MR16, 6-watt MR16 lamp, okay? And it was a 50-watt non-LED. It was a halogen lamp. It was replaced by this lamp, and they're saving 80% on these lamps for the Best Buy stores. And that's just a fraction of the stores that changed out those 35,000. After a 2-store pilot in New York City, all 31 Applebee's restaurants just in the New York area changed out to LEDs, and that's one franchise owner. So, if you folks on this call have Applebee's in your area, you'll see all the new store constructions with LED lights, but you're not going to see the retrofits until you go visit them and tell them what a great job the 31 New York restaurants are doing in terms of energy savings. Hawaii Pacific Health, LED retrofit saving $1.2 million a year. Let's see. Nally Lexus, they retrofit just the outdoor lighting. This is 86.6% in lighting expenses, a decrease of 86.6% of cost. But their lumen output actually went up by 19% with these LED lights. And finally, this is a furniture store, Furniture Row, which is one of the 330 Furniture Row stores. Each month saves $4,200.